Buying a vehicle can be one of the biggest purchases a person can make. Buying it during a cost of living crisis could saddle your family or business with a heavy burden. With over 30 years of experience in vehicle financing, Close Brothers Motor Finance gives buyers confidence that they can have a reliable, affordable and more convenient solution with fixed monthly payments that don't change, even if interest rates go up.
Hi, I'm Sean Kemple. I'm CEO of Close Brothers Motor Finance UK. And at Close Brothers Group, our collective vision is to support the customers and businesses of Britain to thrive. The motor market today, it would be an understatement to say there's not some challenges right now. So, of course, we've had some pressure due to COVID and production constraints at COVID. Following COVID, we had some challenges with semiconductors and the production of semiconductors. So what does that mean for customers? Well, really that means there was less cars being built and it's taking longer for new cars to be delivered. The upshot of that is obviously that places more pressure with higher demand for vehicles into used cars. That then pushes the prices up for consumers, which isn't a great position to be in. So that's one of the impacts that we're seeing. Customers will have a range of options that they can work with. The first one will be a bank loan, personal bank loan from their financial institution that they're working with. There also is the options around credit cards, and then there are savings. If we start from the beginning there, a bank loan or a credit card loan, the loan's not securitized on the vehicle. So really you're taking out that loan as a personal loan rather than something that is secured on a vehicle with a finance partner. But risks do come with that, particularly if there's a volatile financial situation or a volatile economy that we're currently in right now. Credit cards being another option, they can come with high APRs, they can be maxed, they can affect your ability to draw down on additional credit for other items that you may want to purchase or use your available credit for. And then your savings, which is where a lot of consumers do go for used vehicles in particular. I have a saying, if it depreciates, finance it. If it appreciates, buy it. So in other words, why use your savings to buy something that's going to, in the main, depreciate in value? Use your savings where you're going to get a return from it. Part of what a consumer will come across on their buying journey is the option of finance through a partner within a dealership or a broker. And those solutions can bring lots of benefits to it as well. Most of the time you've got a specialist finance provider, so it will be a dedicated motor finance provider, which can, again, bring its benefits as well. But I like to look at it as it's a partnership. That finance option allows a consumer to get into the vehicle of their choice, whether that is a practical vehicle that they need for dropping the kids to school or for work or commuting, or whether that's a vehicle that is a leisure vehicle, or whether that's a commercial vehicle that's actually needed to do the job. So it allows the customer to have choice and flexibility. There's a range of different type of loans that a consumer can work with a car dealer or broker, and that may be a loan where you have payments spread across a dedicated period of time, or that may be a loan where you have a certain level of repayments over a period of time with a lump sum or a balloon, as we call it, at the end of the payment. By taking a financing option with a motor finance provider, first of all, you're taking the loan out on the vehicle. So not only have you got an interest in the vehicle, the finance provider has an interest in that vehicle. So that vehicle, if there are challenges that are faced with that vehicle over the course of the agreement, if there are any complaints or issues, or if the financial situation changes for the consumer, you can work with the motor finance provider to find a solution. Through our team of dealers and brokers that we work with, when a customer identifies their ideal vehicle, their dream vehicle, the one that they want to purchase, they can start to look at the options that are available to them. When going through the application, again, the dealer or broker will walk the customer through what that looks like, reminding them of their options again, and making sure they understand exactly what they're committing to in terms of the application. When that application reaches ourselves as a motor finance provider, we'll of course work with the dealer partner on making sure on looking to ensure that deal or proposal is the right one for the consumer. Sometimes that might mean changing the level of deposit. It might mean changing the product type for the vehicle. It might mean changing the term of the vehicle as well, or of the loan. But we'll work with the dealer partner and the customer to try and find the right product for that customer to get into that dream car. We are a human-fronted business supported by technology. And what exactly does that mean for the customer? A lot of organizations that you may work with online will be a straight through yes-no decision turned around in seconds. You know where you are, but it's a yes-no based on the details that you have submitted to that finance provider. We will work with our dealer partners on a human element. So we like to understand what the vehicle is used for. We'd like to understand what level of deposit is going into that vehicle. We may work with guarantors for that vehicle as well, for that individual. So we'll look to shape the proposal to ensure that works in the interest of the customer. Now, of course, that isn't always the case. There is an element that do go to a no, but that's responsible lending. It's just not the right time for that consumer, for that particular product at that position. Key takeaways for me, number one, it's a different environment than before COVID for consumers. That's both from a financial side and also the supply and choice and tools that are available for consumers. So navigating that and supporting customers is important. Second key takeaway for me is around the choices that consumers make to pay for the vehicle. We may look at personal cash, savings, credit cards, personal loans as being options, but truly understand the impact that they could have across the term of a loan on someone's life and lifestyle. Working with a finance provider to be aware of the options that are more applicable to purchasing a car is something to be aware of for customers. The last area for me then is working with our dealers and our brokers and helping the customers with our human approach, using manual underwriting, helping to shape the proposal, and also how we support our dealers and brokers from a partner perspective.